Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host for tonight's Esports Map Recap, the unofficial announcer. But before we get into that, our main story today is there's a man running around nude with a machete screaming, "Crows, crows, crows, I love bread." We don't know who this man is or what his whereabouts are, but we do know that he is dangerous. If you do in fact find this man, please contact officials immediately, as he will need to be taken down with lethal force. But enough of that, let's get into our matches for tonight. On the side of HighCard, we've got a bit of a roster change. The GOATs Iron, Glorious, and Sin stay, but Soru and Bender join the fight. However, because this is an elimination match, Glorious needed to go Ultra Instinct just this once and whip out his jet, which he's been dying to play all season. On the side of Empire, we've got Great King Sui, the Sigma Prince Yumi, the Knight in Shining Armor Alex, the Budding Squire Joey, and Tiny the Jester. Kicking off our first match in Lotus, we had an explosive opening with Joey taking first contact, getting hurt, and calling his team that he has a big boo-boo. Alex, being beyond furious that his Squire has been hurt, screams at his team to go and full send it, causing the rest of Empire to roll over Glorious and Soru like a tank. The rest of the round looks to be finished by Empire, but after some great trades from Iron, he wins it for HighCard after playing Duck Hunt with Yumi. After a crazy opener, everyone lost steam as Empire played hide-and-seek for 90% of the round before deciding to go slam B like I slammed your mom last night. While Empire pounced on the defense, Iron decided to use 0.1% of his power and shuts down the push solo with a quick cleanup from the sub. Great King Sui made the wise call to hit B again because he guessed that Iron would be tired after last round. Catching HighCard off guard, they turned it into Trade City with a kill every second, and Iron was caught off guard with the Squire blowing his head clean off. Round 6 we had easily one of the strangest interactions I've seen on Pearl, with both Astras being lost in the sauce, passing each other without making noise. Bender would have gotten away with it, but God Emperor Leet whispered to Sui, which made him turn around and beam the lurking Astra. Joey enters onto the site, but does not clear Iron, but the best is yet to come as Sin challenges the Knight to a duel. Sin then shows us the whiff the mag into a right-click combo, which is absolutely despicable, and Soru ends the round by smoking Tiny like a vape. Blitzing straight into round 8, Yumi pops his third run it back this half, forcing HighCard to walk over to T-Spawn to go sightseeing. This created a deadly crunch, leading to kill after kill. While HighCard looked like they had it in the bag, Tiny proved that he's no pushover and domes the last of HighCard post-plant. Round 9 was also pretty wacky as Empire sent it towards A, but Glorious went Super Saiyan and Kamehameha the entirety of Empire, leaving nothing but the shattered remains of a full buy. Round 11 did not disappoint as Sui somehow won a 1v5 against an Initiator, an ulting duelist, a chamber from backside, and a lethal Phoenix that got extinguished. While all hope seemed lost as HighCard stared down a full buy, the Stinger Gang managed to mow down Empire, with Joey being the last alive and the last to meet a cruel end. Another B hit was in the cards for Empire as they flooded onto site and turned it into a blender, causing trades to come down faster than my GPA. It was looking lost, but Iron decided to try once again and clobbered Yumi, denying his ace. Bender was put to the test as a sub when his team ran it down straight into the clutches of Empire, creating an impossible 1v5. Bender was told clutch or kick, and he said bet, immediately taking out 3 in quick succession. After a quick Scooby-Doo chase, Joey remembers his training and looks behind him and catches Bender off guard. But the fact that he almost pulled off with the 1v5 is pretty impressive. Round 19 was a snoozer compared to the other round, as Empire was getting their cardio in for most of the round. Joey got tired of walking, and despite being ulted and decayed by Soru, decided that it was a good time to fight, styled on Soru, and somehow lived to tell the tale, and Yumi closed the round shortly after. Round 21 was a comeback arc as Iron decided to use 1% of his power, leading to him dodging bullets like Neo and getting a nasty 3k right off the bat. Iron then made a call to play numbers on site, Sui making the call to double up, leapt out of heaven, got his, but Joey left him high and dry. Joey then committed a cardinal sin of not giving the duel for Iron to ace. Legends say Joey's hands are still shaking after seeing Iron go demon mode. Map 1 ends up with Empire scraping by and making the map 13-9. The action for Game 2 kicked off during the draft, where Empire cooked up a horrid comp, but the caster went ballistic for it. Thankfully, they did swap out for something that could win a map. Round 1 was great as Glorious opened up the round with a nice shot. After giggling and running away, he heard Alex call him a sussy baka, which made him hit a shot so dirty Prod had to swap away so the stream would stay monetized. A bit later into the round, Empire managed to get the spike down, but Iron decided to use 5% of his power, which made him get a 5k over the course of 10 seconds to close out the round. The next round was a little bit of a slower start, but Empire ended up making the call to hit B. Sadly, they fell right into Sin and Glorious's trap as they mowed down the offense. Despite Yumi only having a stinger and stuck in a molly, he managed to win the gunfights with Tiny, and later into the round, Empire decided to go B, but they let Glorious restore his key, letting him quickly blast through their attack. Round 3 was also on the slower side as Empire hit the A site, but Iron was still using 5% of his power and was the sole reason the attack went downhill as he splat 3 members of Empire against the floor. Opening Coming up round 4, Empire was determined to crack through the B site once again, but Sin used his giant eyes to see through the attacker's plan, and despite being mollied and flashed, he holds W and kills 4, with Soru denying the ace and shooting some bodies shortly after. A methodical start for round 6 as Empire listened to their NPC coach who kept repeating, "Play better." Tiny listened to the comms for once and did just that, ripping 2 off the battlefield immediately, with Joey stealing his triple. In a bigger upset than Paper X versus Leviathan, Empire started to turn the tide, gaining their first round on their map pick. A few rounds go by and HighCard eventually strike back again with another killer defense. Sin ends up blinding Joey so bad it causes him to run full tilt into the smoke while dumping his mag into the wall. In a shocking turn of events, he dies on the spot, and Sui got angry, and instead of shooting the walls, he decides to shoot his ops. It was looking dire, but Leet waved a piece of bread around. Alex smelled it and locked in for the first time on the map too, showing us the legendary double fake pop into market for a quick snap into double tap the card combo to win a 3v1 on B long. After the sides were swapped, everything started off the slowest we've seen, with over a minute of leisurely walking around the map. After High Iron was dropped, Glorious found a returned kill and lurked up mid, catching Alex while he was eating some bread instead of holding his gun. Tiny tries to clutch, but HighCard was too overwhelming and close out another pistol. It started to look bleak for Empire once again, but after Leet tells the opposing team a really funny joke, their focus breaks and allows Tiny and Sui to spray down 2 each, leaving the sub of HighCard to clutch or kick once again. Sui then asks Leet where the last man is, and Leet says, "Over there," which lets the rest of Empire flick over to the door, leaving Bender with more holes than a strainer. In the last round where Empire actually had a chance, HighCard hit B once again, and Soru, wanting the dub quickly, pulled out the Hunter's Fury and stopped Empire's retake strategy and subsequently crushed their willpower, pushing Ascent to a 13-7. As we head into our third and final map of tonight, Joey has broken out of jet jail and instantly picks up his favorite agents and disregards whatever comp the NPC coach ripped from ChatGPT. Round 1 was mad, but round 2 is where Tiny hit a really clean flash, but Sin predicted this and stepped back, making sure to punish Tiny for being a naughty initiator. HighCard ended up sieging Empire on the A site and won the round shortly after. Round 5 started off with Tiny solo holding site for his team as HighCard ran over towards the A site once again. The cavalry arrived and Yumi showed Joey how to play jet and instantly got a 3k and ended the round shortly after. HighCard decided to never go A again as they didn't want to get styled on like that, and Sui opened up the round showing us why he's the IGL for his team, and Tiny kills the straggler and shoots bodies, starting the spiral of BM. This made Sin seethe with rage so much that he called Tiny a bozo, which started a royal duo, and I'll let you be the judge to decide who won this epic battle. Sin then yelled at Bender for not backing him up, and Bender challenged Tiny to another royal duel, and Tiny continued to ragebait HighCard once again. Round 10 started off strong for HighCard, as they evened the numbers despite a worse buy and despite being ulted by Harbor. They managed to win the round, and as to how that's possible, I do not know, but everyone, including myself, was spamming Karma LOL in the chat. The very next round, Tiny was determined to get his aura back, but sadly Tiny hasn't showered in so long, HighCard could smell him behind the box and lit him up like a firecracker. The post-plant situation was insanely clutch, as Yumi got 2 melee kills with an operator, and now caught in a 1v1, Bender told Yumi he's in the smoke, and Yumi was gullible enough to buy it, letting Bender catch him off guard and blow his face clean off. On the side swap, Sui gets started playing on site and holds window. He manages to find a couple freebies, swinging the numbers in Empire's favor after hearing some footsteps. Empire goes on to win the round after some nice trades. Round 14 was a doozy as Tiny just barely gets the plant down, and the post-plant situation was a cheek clencher as Emperor Leet uses his powers to stop the bomb from being defused, giving Sui just enough time to win the round. Round 16 was a bloodbath as 70% of the lobby died in about 10 seconds after the spike went down. The next round was also quite bloody, with HighCard getting confused and almost Sova ulting Sin twice in an attempt to claw back victory. However, Yumi showed everyone why he's Sigma by mauling the last hopes of HighCard, getting a 4th in the smoke and ending the round with a nasty right click. On the final round, it looked like HighCard had a strong defense, but Emperor Leet sensed a disturbance in the force, enchanting Alex with plot armor, making Hiron's bullet phase right through him as he was putting down his bow. The rest of the round looked completely lost, but with his reputation and kingdom on the line, Alex needed to go goose mode just this once and proceeded to pull off a 1v4 while only being hit once, bringing the final map to a 13-6 and booting HighCard out of the tournament. Well, this is a very sad day for HighCard. Empire has been given one more chance to rise up once again. I've been your host for this Esports map recap, the unofficial announcer.